I love his books, right?
Yeah.
And I love the books, not as guidebooks, but just as, works of art, right? And the same reason I like that Noli map, and it comes out of the same, the interesting thing is, I mentioned that architectural photographers deal with this kind of, we're coding buildings for looks, for light and for drama and to make them iconic, to make them stand out from the rest of the city and win awards and get famous and all that stuff. And and understanding, a lot of the times these pictures don't do much to help you understand the building because they're forced. The cool thing about maps is that they too are a code for the place they depict, but the way they're drawn, the expression, the winners, they write the maps, right? Those are the guys that are in power, in control, and they're just. I've always found them compelling. I mean, I'll be, ADD, and I'll be walking down the street and I'll see a map on the next block, and I'll cross the street and go look at it, because it's just something I want to see. And that they're the steel came out of actually that sculpture class I took in high school, where I was working in forged steel and a little bit in cut steel. I also went up to Haystack School in Maine to study with some really good. One was a blacksmith, and the other was a metal sculptor, a guy that fabricated metal. And I built up my skills there, and I just realized what a phenomenally expressive material steel is. The way it's cut, shaped, heated, cooled, polished. You can just do so much with the surfaces on steel, and it's just a simple, basic material that's ubiquitous. It's everywhere, and it's unbelievably strong. A little tiny piece of steel wire will hold 100 pounds. It's just unbelievable stuff. So the fact that I like it, and when COVID came, I had the smarts to build a really good workshop in my basement, and I had enough ceiling height, and it's still there. It's a great place. It really is. And that's where you learn to put the goddamn tool back where you got it. Where did I put the slide rule? I can't find it.
That's when you put the outlines of the tools on the wall.
Yeah,
and
that's
the
it. That's me. Yeah, it's it. I mean, I got a big board. Everything's where I can see it, right? I park everything. It's a visually organized workshop, and it's a discipline. You can't do these things. A lot of work to do them, and they don't come out right unless you stay on the track, right, and think about what you're trying to do. And you learn stuff like, don't make something once, just make it twice, because the second one's just going to be better. It's going to be, don't worry so much about the first one, just make it, right, and then do the second one, stuff like that. And you get to listen to good music, and there's also a you know what a jeweler's saw is? Jeweler's saws have a laser cut. It's a little skinny little blade that's the size of a toothpick. It's very, very thin, and it's super strong. It'll cut anything, but it's brittle. And you put it in this little, like a coping saw blade, and you just go. It's just this movement like this, and it's very Zen-like. If you push too hard, the blade will just snap in a second, and if you don't push hard enough, it won't cut. Right, so you're always trying to balance, and you got to get into this zone, right? And guess what I discovered? The best song in the world, ZZ Top, right? Those guys. I mean, those guys are such good musicians, and the song is called La Grange,